Excuse me. Well, I mean, at least the floor is a little better. Should I move my laundry bag? I don't know if. Nah, you can definitely see. I mean, it's just like sweat. It's just like a plaid shirt and some jeans. Pretty much what I wore to work. Which, by the way, we're about to get into that today. I love water. Okay, well, three, two, one, action. Hello, welcome to my live stream. Happy Saturday. So as you can tell, today by the title, we are painting, but with a twist. We are painting on the floor. Yep, you heard that right. I am currently sitting on the floor. Here, I'll show you. I'm literally sitting on the floor. See that? All that? It's paint, paintbrushes. Yep. Please stay still. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing? So, yeah, so for today, basically, we're painting on the floor. So, grab your paintbrush, I guess. Grab your paintbrush, and, I mean, if you can sit on the floor but still get up, that'd be, that'd be good. That'd actually be a good thing. But, yeah, anyways, let's get started. So, how are you doing? I'm good. Oh, that's good. How am I doing? However, oh, excuse me. Get ready for pretty much how am I doing. Okay, so first things first, I want to show you what I'm going to be painting today. So I already sketched this out. I made like a little sneak peek picture, like I took a picture of it like and posted it on here as like a little bit of a sneak peek. So yeah, so this, but it wasn't like fully sketched. It wasn't fully sketched. So here's the sketched. Here's the sketched out version. And I made this yesterday because really though, I had nothing else to do. I mean I did, but I got all that done. Pretty much. So yeah. So anyways, without further ado, I guess anybody here who's joining, grab your paintbrushes and let's start painting. Let's start painting. So let's see. How has my day been though? I'm gonna be honest. It was. It actually felt kind of slow today. I'm gonna be honest. My day felt a little bit slow. Okay. So, one of the things that made my day feel a little slow was the fact that when I went to work, I don't know how to explain it. We were like busy, but we also weren't busy, if that makes sense. So, we kind of like had people with us, and then immediately they just like bolted. Hold on. I want to see if I can like angle this a little better. Hold on. Sorry, I have it on a tripod, so I want to make sure like I'm angling this good. Because like I said, today we are painting on the floor. So, however though, I do not want to get paint on the floor because I mean, you just don't want to get paint on the floor. That's literally it. Okay, you do not want to get paint on the floor. Let's see. So, anyways, when I was at work today, however, though, I kind of got a surprise. So while I was in like the middle of my shift, one of my bosses, had came up to me to ask me something, and she had said, So, since it's gonna be getting a little hot for the next couple of days, and I was like, yep, and I'm preparing myself a lot. She decided to say, well, you know what? I think it's time that we showed you your uniform. And I was just like, what? Apparently, I had a uniform. I had a uniform at my job that I didn't know about. And she said, yep, you have a uniform, and well, I can go in the back and get it for you. And I was just like, okay. So she went to the back, my boss went to the back, got my uniform, and well, like 5 minutes later, I was walking out, holding my uniform in my hands. And when I tell you that this is the first time in the 2 years, 2 years I've been working at my job, I had never gotten asked to wear a uniform. Or better yet, I was never told we had a uniform. I was never told that we had a uniform. Because since I worked in the kitchen area, I assumed, okay, I assumed that we just had to wear like plain black shirts, like long sleeve shirts, and just, anything that wasn't inappropriate. Like, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But no, apparently we had uniforms, and for nearly 2 years of me working there, working at my job, I didn't know we had uniforms. I didn't. Hi there, Play. How are you doing? So yeah, when I tell you I was surprised, I was surprised at the fact that I apparently had a uniform and I wasn't told we had a uniform. All I was told that was we had a badge and that was it. And specifically, this badge had it has like an access card for us to get in and out of where I'm at, because I don't know if like anyone else has ever had these types of jobs, where basically you are giving like an access card where like you have access in and out of certain buildings, if that makes sense. The card that I have, it could only access like going in and out of the building I work in, but it does not work with me opening up doors to certain rooms, if that makes sense. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if anyone else here has ever had a job like that, where basically you had like a key that was like an access card, but it wasn't like a full access card, like access to all the rooms, but only to certain rooms you were allowed in. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, when I found out that I apparently had a uniform that I did not get on my first day of working at my job 2 years ago, mind you, 2 years ago, I had felt like somebody just pulled a fast one on me, meaning that I feel like somebody just should have told me something. Because here's the thing though, how do you go 2 years, okay, two years, and not tell me that we had uniforms like at all? Like, how do you go 2 years? Two years. I've been working at my job since, excuse me, I've been working at my job since February of 2024. Okay? We are now in March 2026. I've been working at my job for nearly 2 years. Okay? And nobody told me, specifically in the in the part of the building that I work in, because I work over in the kitchen area, and there are other people that also work in like different parts of the building, if that makes sense. So like I work in one part of the building, someone else works in another, another person works in another part of the building. You understand what I'm saying, right? So yeah, honestly though, I don't know who should have like told me, but yeah, it's it was just a mess for me today. So basically, I felt like somebody should have like told me something because now I'm feeling like a complete idiot for not you know, not having someone tell me that we were supposed to get uniforms. So, yeah, there is that. But you know what? I'm just telling myself, you know what? At least I got the uniform today, but however though, it started to make like a lot of sense for my other coworker. So here's the thing though, my other coworker, he would always come in with like so specifically it's a blue collared shirt. Okay? What's your uniform that you have to wear? So they just gave me a shirt. So and really the shirt is to like just like symbolize like what part of the building I work in. So, and they're color coded, if that makes sense. They're color coded. So, if you work in one part of the building, you wear like a gray shirt, or if you work in another part of the building, you wear a light blue shirt. Now, the part of the building that I work in, since I work in the kitchen, since I'm kitchen staff, I wear the light blue shirt. And my coworker, here's the thing though, my coworker always wore a light blue shirt. Meanwhile, I just wore like a regular long sleeve black long sleeve shirt. That was it. And this is pretty much because nobody told me that we had like dress codes or like we were supposed to like be giving like these certain types of uniforms for yeah, to like show what part of the building we work in. But yeah, however, though, I felt. Here's the thing though, I felt pretty confident that everyone would have known that I work in the kitchen area because I was wearing an apron. I always wear an apron at my job. And since I wear an apron, I just assume, like, that's all I need. Just a long black sleeve shirt that I owned, as long as it didn't have like anything graphic on it, it was fine. And an apron. Like that was it. I just assumed that was it. But no, apparently we were supposed to get a shirt and no one told me until nearly 2 years into my job. Like, wow. Way to make a guy feel like, wow. Oh wow, your boss should have told you a long time ago. Um, yeah, my boss probably should have, but I mean, I don't know what, I don't know. Here's the thing though, I was told that we were supposed to come in and have like a long regular sleeve or whatever, like a plain long sleeve shirt or a nice little collared shirt. Like that's what I was told. Nobody told me about a uniform. Nobody told me about a uniform. Okay? I don't know if it's something new that they did, but I feel like they had, but they just forgot to tell me. So here's the thing though, nearly 2 years ago, I remembered I was fresh. I was brand new to the whole hospitality um, game. Almost everyone I know doesn't has never really worked at a hotel before, at least that I don't know of. Um, yeah, so I'm the first one. I'm the first one, I think, who's ever like worked in hospitality, and everyone else around me is just like, well, what are you supposed to do? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just try to like go off of like what I was told, or at least if like, because here's the thing though, I am a little bit of a visual learner. So if you like show me something like how it's done physically, then I can like do something like that. But also I can do stuff on my own if I like read the instructions correctly. But other than that, yeah, I I don't know. It just shocked me that it took so long, okay? Aren't you gonna get sore sitting that way a long time, bud? Yes. And here's the thing though, I have already sat like this plenty times before. Hold on, let me show you my face. There. Okay. Let me just say, I asked this question to my mom when I was 17, and oh, all all roads. What? I'm gonna need I'm gonna need to go back to speech therapy. Okay, first off, am I afraid of like getting sore if I sit on the ground too long? First off, no. I can pretty much like sit on the floor for like an hour or so, and that's how long like I go live for. So pretty much, it's like okay, I'm not really like uncomfortable or anything. It's just what I do. Okay, as long as like once in a while I try to like move my legs, then I'm all good. Um, let's see. So, this person, all roads lead to what? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Get more comfy, brother. I am. I just gotta like position my legs once in a while. So, to expect what she answered, I asked his question to my mom when I was 17 and oh, what? I I'm gonna need some context. Rome the city like the infamous Romans. Search it up. Oh, okay. She said she jumped off the top of the building. What? I'm gonna need some context here. Okay. Back to painting this guy. So obviously for this painting, it's like stitches. So, yeah. But anyways, so I completely forgot what I was talking about. Okay, yeah, now I remember. So my job, like I said, pretty much nobody I know has ever worked in hospitality before, and if they did, I probably don't remember. But yeah, I was just as shocked as I was confused. Actually, I was both shocked and confused because I was told that we never needed a uniform at my job, but apparently we did now. Apparently somebody's telling me now, nearly 2 years, like I said, 2 years into my job. I like both of your moon decor. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping one day when I actually like get my own place, because I am currently saving more money. When I do get my own place, I can be able to like hang them and like I don't know, I guess like my own living room. I hope because that has always been a dream of mine. But yeah, anyways, my job basically just pulled a big surprise on me, and now I have to try and see what I'm gonna do about it. However, though, I am gonna have to clean the shirt though, because here's the thing though, I am gonna have to hold on. I am gonna have to clean my work shirt because since it's been in storage for so long, I do not know if like any little bugs or critters had gone on there, so I'm gonna get a wash. So obviously I'm not gonna wear it tomorrow, but I am gonna have to wear it on Monday, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah. That was one of like the biggest surprises I got at my job. Um, yeah, other than the fact that also it was just very slow today, kind of yeah. I guess since it was slow, it was pretty okay and chill. Also, okay, no, another thing that happened, one of our coffee makers busted again. Okay? One of our coffee makers had busted yet again. I wish I was joking, okay? So we recently got these two brand new, like they're like top of the line coffee makers where basically all you have to do is like press a button and then electronically it'll like pour out either regular coffee, decaf, or just hot water for like teas or hot chocolate, but one of them has basically been on the fritz, meaning that lately it works, but it doesn't work. Meaning like it's working fine for like a certain period until it started leaking out water, and it's been doing that for like the past few weeks apparently. We still have the other one. I mean, it works perfectly fine. I'm gonna be honest. It works perfectly fine. The problem is just the other one that we have that's not working. So I love the moon. I can stare at if and just wonder if any of my long lost friends are possibly looking at it at the same time, and to think of all the people sharing the same one moon is pretty awesome. I bet it is. I bet it is. Yeah, I'm very curious about that too. If I'm staring at a moon, if anybody else is also looking up in the sky and staring at the moon too, that could be a good surprise because it can make look more professional for the guests. What? Okay. Are you talking about like the uniform? Because yeah, the uniform will definitely be able to like surprise the guest. Oh wait, speaking of which, today at my job, and this kind of shocked me. Um, Nobody asked me if I had an accent. Nobody asked me if I had an accent today. And I was just like, huh. Nobody asked me if I had an accent. And I was just like, wait. Because here's the thing though, for the past few weeks at my job, for some reason people thought I was a foreigner. Like, I had to constantly tell them I'm from here, I'm from this country, I was born in this country. And I don't know. It just really like frustrated me. But the fact that today nobody asked me if I had an accent, it just shocked me. Like, wow, that's a first in a long time. That is all I can say. You sound like you do on some words. Yeah, I don't know why, but half the time, this is what I'm talking about. Like, to anyone here who thinks I have an accent, I'm positive that it goes in and out. Because if I'm like saying a sentence, I'm positive, and people are saying it sounds like I have an accent, I will always say, I'm sorry, I do not hear it. Because, like I said, I'm positive that it goes in and out. Okay? There is no like, it's the accent that stays or anything like that. It's really just I don't know how to explain it, but basically, I'm just like, wow. So everyone here thinks I have an accent and apparently thinks I'm foreign. And here's the thing though, I really do not know why people assume I have an accent. Like, I have to constantly explain that. You don't have any accent that I can hear. America is so big, there are a lot of accents. If I were to guess, I'd guess you're from North Dakota. North Dakota? Um, no, I'm not. I'm not from North Dakota. I'm from North Carolina. Carolina. Okay? You got the north part right. I'm from North Carolina, not North Dakota. If I was from if I was from North Dakota, I'm positive I would sound like a Midwestern. I mean, at least I think. But no, I'm from North Carolina. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from one of the states alongside the East Coast. Basically, I'm from one of the states that has weather that is very bipolar, meaning that so this coming week we're supposed to be getting like a bunch of six not no like 70, 80 plus degree weather, but then for some reason on Friday though, like next Friday, it's gonna be like 50 plus degrees. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I live in that part. So, one of the original 13 colonies, right? Yes. North Carolina, although I thought they called it like the Carolinas or something. Here's the thing though, I was pretty bad at history, so someone's gonna have to help me like remember if like they called it if like both North and South Carolina were all one state at a time, or they were two separate states. I'm gonna need someone to help me with that because, like I said, I am terrible at history. I was always terrible at history. Even back in my school days, I kid you not, I pretty much don't know how, but I managed to like somewhat slide, get like a decent passing grade in my history class with very little information I had in my brain about, well, history. However, though, I also had told myself that because I don't know, I just didn't know that much about history. I don't know. I was just one of those students who like just couldn't really get into history back then. Hello again. They were always two separate states. Okay, thank you. I think you're right, though. They were one them split like what? AI, use AI real quick. What? Oh, good God. Sorry, it's okay. A lot of people type. Hi there, Sky. Hi there, Sky. How are you doing? Okay. Okay, so of course now I want. Oh, I accidentally banged my foot into my canister. It. Oh well, it's water. Water dries. That's the one thing. What are y'all talking about? Well, we were just talking about if like the Carolinas were both two separate states or were they one in the beginning of the 13 colonies. But so anyways, here's the painting I got so far. This is now that it's got somewhat details on it. Ta-da. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Yep. So what had inspired me to make this? I don't know why. For some reason, I thought of like, uh, I don't know. I want to say it has something to do with like patchwork, like when someone tries to like stitch themselves back together, like with a thread and a needle. But that's uh, that's a lot to say. But yeah. But I do think that the black and white turned out okay. But now it's time to add some color because although black and white is fun, it's also fun to try and add a little bit of color. So let's start with should we start with the humanoid or should we do with the background? I got a quick question to ask. Do you think we should do the humanoid first or first? Should we do the humanoid first or the background? Because hmm. I mean, I definitely have some ideas, but I want to like run it by. Okay, we'll start with the humanoid figure first. Okay, so okay, so I have some colors here. So we have yellow oxidide, yellow oxidide. We also have I'm thinking I do want to incorporate some gray, so we have some neutral gray. And oh, people are saying we should do the humanoid first. Okay, we're doing the humanoid first. And let's see, what else? Okay. Oh, we got some green. Maybe we could do some green. Why not? This one is bleh, Hooker's Green Hue Permanent. That's literally what it says. So, yeah. Oh, and of course we got, Burnt Umber? What? Someone please. Is that really a color? Just saying. Okay. So I think first things first, we're gonna have to. Okay, obviously for one thing though, I definitely want to get like make sure like certain parts of the painting is dry because I can still see like somewhat some very fresh black paint. So, yeah. So I want to start off with like a part of it where like, there's not that much paint that's still wet, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Okay. So let's grab. So if you don't know, I call this the makeup brush because basically it kind of looks like a makeup brush and it just like helps a little more. But I mostly use that for like background stuff, so I'm gonna use this brush today. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, I think for like the face, we can do like this. And then for like the clothing, we could do like a mix of like the brown with the green and gray. I just figured like this could work for like the clothing. So, yeah. Well, without further ado, let's get started then. It's not gonna get done by itself. Um, Not gonna lie, I've had some troubles for the past few weeks, like trying to figure out like what to paint, okay, to be honest. Because I just don't know what to paint, to be honest. I mean, I know what to draw. I know what I always like want to draw, but I never know like what I want to paint. And since I've already used like the very small pieces of canvases I have, I just I don't know. I don't know what to do with like these much bigger canvases. I don't know what to do with like these bigger canvases, if that makes sense. Meaning that I don't know, like I don't know. Nothing like creative is like popping in my head where like I want to be like, okay, I know exactly what I want to do with this painting, and I know exactly what I want to do with the next painting. Like when I'm drawing, it feels like, okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. I just need to find a way to like plan it out some more. Like, but when it comes to like painting, on the other hand, I mean, I know exactly like what I want with like a certain view, but I think like because these canvases are much bigger, they take up more space. And basically, I need to find a way to like fill up that space. Not just with like, objects that are like, the center, but also like what would fill up the background of like these much larger canvases? Like what would I put in the background? You know what I mean? Can I give you an idea? Sure, why not? So yeah, basically I am very clueless about like what exactly I I would want to do specifically with the much larger canvases. Um, Only because I want to try and fill up as much of the space as possible, but problem is I just don't know like what exactly it should be. Like, should it be a fun little background with like a nice little pattern design? Should it be like, maybe there's other things going on in the background? You know what I mean, right? But yeah, and I think I don't know if anyone who's watching this who owns canvases that are like 20 by 24 or any other size that's larger than that, like how do you like come up with ideas to help like fill out the background? Like what do you do? Or do you try to make like the entire canvas like a focus point? Like what do you do? Maybe on the big canvases, maybe paint a forest. Um, JK, what about an island with a moon with clouds and waves like a bright night, with palm trees, a beach, and the water with a moon? Talking about like a reflection in the water of the moon? Because if so, that's probably not like a bad idea. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like think about that for like another painting, when I want to use a painting, because here's the thing though, although I do enjoy painting, sometimes it just, I don't know, it can just give me like little bits of burnout here and there, but I never want to stop doing that because painting is more than just a hobby to me. It helps me like, I don't know how to explain, but it pretty much like helps bring me back to my sense, or like bring me back to my reality, if that makes, or at least calms me down after a very stressful day. That is literally all I can say about my painting, like painting or art. It really helps me just like let out my frustrations for whatever is going on in my head. But anyways, so yeah. So also, if anyone's wondering what I'm doing, I'm gonna be painting the background the same color as the clothes and the face, but they're gonna be like in completely different areas, if that makes sense. So please, please don't judge me for it. Okay, I just gotta remember to like repaint certain areas where like I did the little black X's to make it look like stitches, because obviously all that design and hard work shouldn't have to like be demolished by what I'm doing right now. That is all I can say. Help you relax and give you time to collect your thoughts. Like a sanctuary for you. Yes, exactly. So painting is basically my sanctuary. It's basically what helps like rewind me, or like brings me back to my senses, or like helps me release like, you know, the pressures of what I go through throughout the day. Um, yeah, I don't I don't know if like anybody else does the same thing. Like I don't know what yours is. Hi Dom, good to see you. Hi Matthew, how are you doing? So yeah, I don't know what you do to help relax after a stressful day. I mean, you can comment down below and like tell me like what's a healthy habit that you have that helps you relax after a stressful day. For me, it's basically art, because before I did art or anything really to do with art, I had pretty much like nothing, nothing to help me relax after a stressful day, whether it's work or when I was a child, school. Um, but yeah, so art to me really does help. It helps me relax. It helps me think. It just helps bring me back to earth. Really, it helps me relax. It just is. Plus, it's something healthy. Okay, it's all I can say. It's very healthy, and it just helps me, and just yeah, it just helps me. Okay, so anyways, so here's what we got so far. So this is the gray. So this is what I got so far. Okay, and as you can tell, we're still going to be working on more of it. I don't know how long this is going to take, but you know what? art doesn't like, it shouldn't be rushed. You should take your time no matter what. And just try to like enjoy as much as you can. But anyways, so yeah, art is basically my way of just like decompressing after a very stressful time in my life. Whether it's a very stressful day, stressful hour, me, I love working out and lip syncing on the treadmill, haha, that and playing The Sims 2 on my PS2. Okay, okay, so you know, you have your way of relaxing, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. We do not judge on here, okay? We do not judge who you are, how you choose to help rewind after a stressful day. You know the old saying, "You do you, boo. You do you." And yeah, a lot of us have our own ways of helping us decompress after a very stressful day of God knows what. But yeah, it's always helpful to like have something to help you just relax. That is literally what I want. I think on I think on of the desk you can lift and lower, stand or sit, and a tripod for your camera would be great for you. I do have okay, so my phone is on a tripod, just so you should know, just so that anybody who's currently watching this live stream. But yeah, just so you should know, my camera is on a tripod, but my tripod is basically um this is my third tripod, okay? Hold on. Let me show you real quick like what I'm talking about. Hold on. This is a tripod I'm using. See? It has the little handle. I can do this. Okay? I can do that. Yeah. Hold on. There. So yeah, I do have a tripod. And to anybody who's wondering, this is my third my third tripod, okay? My third. I had went through three tripods, and actually I was not expecting the green to look like that. I thought it was going to be darker. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. Which is the hold on, because I know for a fact there's like one of these colors I can actually like mix. I just gotta like figure out which it. I think it's this one. You know what? I'm going with my gut on this. Going with my gut on this, but yeah, we're gonna have to make a lot of prayers and say a lot of wishes here, people. So cross your heart and hopefully this turns out okay. But also, I'm currently painting and there's carpet underneath my little where I have my paint. So I have my paint on here, just by the way. So, and I'm sitting on the floor on carpet. Is that paint water or oil? This is acrylic. It's acrylic. It's acrylic. It's acrylic. So there's your answer. But yeah. So anyways, I I forgot what I was talking about. Yes. So I have a tripod. I've gone through three tripods. And when I say I gone through, I know for a fact that you just saw me um, show you the tripod that, there we go. See, the green is much darker. I just had to mix some colors real quick. Yeah. So it's actually my third one, and it's also busted. It is also busted. I had busted this tripod because here's the thing though. Every time like I try to like make it stand up, I don't know why, it just started to like give out for no apparent reason, and just like that, I end up with like a tripod that just does not want to work. I don't know why. I don't know why it stopped, but yeah, I basically have a tripod. I have like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have a tripod. I have three tripods that just decided to give up on me, okay? I have three tripods that just decided to give up on me, and just say, you know what, I give up. So long, and literally they just gave up. I like the breaking too, maybe. You can make it. Ah. Well, I'm gonna be using some brown, so. But anyways, so yeah, I have. Yeah, so basically, I ended up with some tripods that work, and by work, I mean they just they just don't want to work with me. They don't. um, with my last tripod, not this one that I just showed you, by the way. You have spare parts, lol. Yes, I have spare parts to like other tripods. But here's the thing though. I don't know like cuz this part, the handle where like I put my phone on, it doesn't detach. Like I have checked pretty much every spot on this tripod because with my other two tripods, the handle, like the other side of the handle that like holds the phone, it like snapped off. And here's pretty much how that happened. So basically, I had got done recording a video, okay, for TikTok because I record a lot of videos on there. Um, and after that had done, I placed my phone down and I left my tripod standing up. I left my tripod standing up. Now, this one was my very last one, or the last one I had. And I had to go to the bathroom because, well, nature was calling. If you know what that meaning means, you understand what I mean. So I had went to answer nature's call, and after I got back, I came back in and I saw that my tripod was on the floor, and not only was it on the floor, but a tiny chunk of like a black piece of like metal or rubber had like snapped off. And I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. This is my third one. And the worst part is, I had gotten it for Christmas. I had gotten it for Christmas, and it lasted like a month, maybe a month and a half. Like, that's how long I had it. And then it just like gave up on me, like just like that. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So yeah, let's just say me and tripods, oh, we have a difficult relationship. Everything starts out fine, but then eventually things will fall apart, literally. But yeah, so to anyone that's curious if I do have tripods, I do. The problem is that very few really work, or if the few that does work, it can only go up like certain amount of height too. So like for example, the tripod that I have here with me that's holding my phone, um, the height just does not want to work. Meaning like either a screw is loose or something because every time like I would try to like lift it up to like my height, and this thing can go up to like I think like 7 feet. This tripod that's holding my phone can go up to 7 feet. Um, yeah, it just had given up on me, and I don't know. I don't know if it's because there's like a loose screw or whatever, but yeah, I essentially have no tripod. I pretty much am just like working with what God has given me, and that is a tripod that's either gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna help you with, but we're only gonna do this much effort. That is literally what this tripod's doing with me. It is giving me little to no effort, but I mean it's at least like working to the point where like I don't know. Okay. So anyways, as you can tell now I'm starting to work on like the background for this one. And like I said, I am gonna have to go back and like fix up the little black X's just in case so that way they can be more visible. But you know what? At least we got this. At least we're getting like somewhere in this project. I feel like this project is taking a little longer just because like it's a much larger canvas. But you know what? I hope you enjoy. You're awesome, dude. Oh, thank you. I bet you are too, Drifter R. I bet you are cool too. But yeah, so currently right now I'm just trying to get through. Um, Here's the thing though, I have tried to get another tripod, but it just did not want to work with me or something like that. Or at least, like, I had no idea how expensive they are. Like, here's the thing though, these tripods that I have, I did not buy them myself, they were a gift. They were a gift to me, so yeah, these tripods were a gift to me, and nobody, yeah, so pretty much I didn't pay for these tripods. They were a gift for me, which I always say thank you, because I enjoy using these, and apparently some people think I'm like a content creator. I don't know. Like that's also like the weirdest thing though, like being told. Because here's the thing though, I don't know how to explain it, but I generally never thought that I would be a content creator because I mean, it just never really like registered in my mind until I was like bored one day back in 2020 when we were in the middle of the pandemic. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna post videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and all this. Bada bada bada. And then, well, here we are. That's a great color. Would be perfect for spruce trees. Yeah, I kind of do like the color too. It is very nice. I will give you that. I do agree with you on that. Yeah. So I want to try and like experiment with more colors like these. Um, yeah, but we're gonna have to wait and see about more. And why is this part gray? Turning gray. Oh, I had the brush going through the gray. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah. Anyways, okay, I think that okay. So here we have basically now the green. Oh, I'm gonna find a way to put that down. Here we have the green now. Here we got this, and up here. Ta-da! So this is what we got now. I think it's turning out pretty okay. It's turning out pretty okay. Definitely more than expected, but you know, it's turning out okay. Okay, next thing we're gonna be doing some brown. Gonna be doing some brown, so yep. Okay. And wait, how long have we been live? Oh wow, we almost been live for an hour. Wow, that's cool. I don't remember the last time I've ever been live for an hour, but okay. It's a big canvas. It looks very very cool. Aw, thank you. Yeah, this is definitely a process. I will say that. This is definitely a process, but you know what? At least it's coming. I mean, I feel like it is coming together. It just needs like, after like all the colors in the background gets like settled and I can fix the little black X's where they're supposed to be, then, everything should be able to like fully come together, but right now we're just doing what we're doing. Okay, so this one is the brown, It's definitely a little bit lighter, but yeah, I just want to see like where we can go with this one. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, what else should we talk about? Because I definitely want to like keep this chat going as long as possible. Um, okay, so let's see. I've already talked about like what had happened at my job and oh yeah, the whole tripod thing. Yeah, I've never really bought a tripod, so and like I said, I did not realize like how expensive tripods were until I looked up online and I was just like, wow, they were all spending this amount of money on like getting me this tripod. I definitely feel like a I definitely feel like I want to show my appreciation more, which I do. It's just that wow, they must have they spent a lot. That's all I can say. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, okay. So I'm currently cleaning one of my brushes because I want to make sure like they turn out dry enough so I can use them again for like a different color. But so far the water's starting to turn green. So this is the water. Now, what are some of your favorite movies? Oh, my top favorite movies? Oh, okay. Let's see. So if you want to, we can go back to like my childhood. Um, I don't know if I've already talked about this on many of my live streams here, but when I was a kid, I was a massive Tim Burton's fan or anything to do with horror. I don't know why, I just was. I've always been fascinated by like all the creepy, dark things like Tim Burton base. My favorite movie to watch when I was a kid for the first time, it was called Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride, and no joke, I loved that movie so much. The ending though was kind of sad because I honestly thought that what was the Corpse Bride's name? It's been a minute. Um, yeah, I just I think it was Emily, I think. Emily or Emma, the Corpse Bride character. Yeah, I felt very sad for her because at the ending where like she had walked out and saw the moon and she like became like an abundance of butterflies, I honestly felt very sad for her because apparently right before that scene her she had like basically her ex fiance like show up and just like pretty much left her to be a bride or something like that. Not a bride, bridesmaid, and that's just sad. I felt very sad for her. But then I think I'm glad like she got her revenge in a way. Even if it like I don't know if like she was actually planning revenge on the one who left her at the altar, but yeah, you know what? Good for her. Good for her that, at least I feel like she got some sort of like I don't know what it's called. Basically it's I forget what it's called, but it's basically when like a ghost or like a preposition, like something paranormal, like a ghost can't leave until like something's fulfilled. What's it called? But yeah. Oh, unfinished business, I think. But yeah, anyways, that's one of my favorite movies as a kid. Another one was like Frankenweenie and Monster House. Monster House, I have loved as a kid. However, though, and no one prepared me for this, or like, now I think I can like remember why, like, the movie, um, like, not a lot of like parents let their kids watch the movies. Okay, so Monster House is the movie about three kids who have to try and like defeat a monstrous house on Halloween Eve. And Well, basically, there's this one scene where like there's this girl. I think she's like a Girl Scout or something, or she goes to like some private school. I don't know. Basically, there's a scene like where she's selling some candies who I assumed was like one of the boys' either his babysitter or his older cousin or older sister. I don't know. It's one or the other. But yeah, no one prepared me to hear that basically she said the C word, crap. Um, and I was just like, whoa, what did she just say? And then I had to like rewind it. She said it again. Then I told myself, no, 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 that can't be right. I rewind it again. She said it again. And I was just like, wow. And this is a kid's movie. This is a kid's movie, mind you. Like, whoever made that movie and had that one character, that one voice actor say that word, like, they must have been pretty sly. I will be honest. They were pretty sly. Slide? I don't know. They were just, they fully succeeded in, like, getting that one word. I mean, it was just one word, of course. The rest was, like, obviously, like, PG, because, it was a kid's movie, or it is a kid's movie. But, like, bro, that was just sly. I mean, I don't know like what the voice actors were doing, like if they knew like it was gonna be a kid show or it was gonna be an adult movie, I'm guessing. I don't know. But like, wow, that was sly. That was really sly. But yeah. Anyways, okay. So I think, hold on, I'm about to wrap up the color brown, okay? And get ready. That brown kind of made your humanoid look like who's I don't know who Napoleon Dynamite is. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm supposed to know him. Okay, so here's what we got now. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay. So next thing we're gonna do, we are working on the face. We are working on we are working on the face, the head. Finally, it took a minute, but now we're officially at the face. Which, like I said, it takes a minute. It takes a very hot minute, but you know what? We made it to the face. We made it to the face. We had made it to the face. Wait, did I use that paintbrush? No, I think I used this one. I just hope I don't turn the carpet green. Okay, no. No green carpet or no small green carpet, okay? We're all good here. We're all good, okay? So the color I'm using on the face is called yellow oxidide, by the way. Okay. What about movies now that you're an adult? Have you seen Nacho Libre? No, I have not. No, I have not. I have not seen that movie. I think I may have heard of it, but I've never like watched it. I definitely though have been trying to. I've definitely watched a lot of movies though that like came out years prior. So one of the movies that I've enjoyed so far watching as an adult is Beetlejuice. And if you don't know what that is, Beetlejuice is a movie where basically, if you say his name three times, he appears, and he's like this weird clown thing that kind of looks. I'm gonna be honest. Beetlejuice, he looks like as if he's a crazy clown who did drugs. I'm gonna be honest. Um, he, yeah. I am positive that I don't know who was creating the character Beetlejuice, if like that's what they were like going for, but I will be honest. Props to anybody who managed to get the guy in and out of that costume or whatever the process was during that entire time. But yeah, so anyways, I yeah, when I actually watched the first movie before the second movie came out. I think the second movie came out last year, I think. I think. I think Beetlejuice 2 came out last year, I think. I'm trying to remember. Um, but yeah, it came out and pretty much Beetlejuice 2, I kid you not, it was actually pretty entertaining. I mean, there were clips here and there that I was just like, huh? But then I was just like, okay, okay, it's actually kind of a watchable. I don't mind. Plus, I think them adding Jenna Ortega, if you don't know, she plays Wednesday. She plays Wednesday in the Wednesday series. Yeah. I have already seen both seasons, and I heard that Wednesday is officially coming out with a season 3 sometime soon. And I kid you not, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually though looking forward to seeing like what is happening with the character Enid because last time we left off, if you haven't seen the Wednesday series, so basically in like the last episode, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna spoil it for you, but basically Enid had became a werewolf to try and basically like I think it was from the scene where like she was trying to you know what I'm talking about. That scene where like Wednesday was buried alive and she was like digging her out. She was digging Wednesday out from the ground. So she was trying to save Wednesday. And there was that other character. I forget what her name is, but basically she's the redhead with like the pigtails. I don't know. And she can like turn invisible, but that's as if I know. That's all I know. But yeah, so I'm really curious to see like what's happening with the character Enid. Like, will she be coming back to school? Will Wednesday, be able to find her and bring her back to um, civilization? But also, will she be able to help like Enid like truly return back, find a way to like go back to like her human form self? Like I'm very curious, like what are the ideas, what are the plans for Enid's character? Because I'm actually kind of intrigued and want to know more about what exactly is going on with her character specifically. But you gotta wait and see. You gotta wait and see, and that's why it's so like I don't know. I feel like when there's like that one scene, you know what I mean, from like the very last episode before they say they're gonna show continue on to like the next season. I kid you not. It's always like that anticipation of like, okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? Like, what exactly is gonna happen? Like, seriously though, the anticipation is slowly I'm pretty sure it's not just slowly like killing me, but it's also like, all the Wednesday fans out there, who also watch Wednesday, like, what is going on? But yeah, so let's just hope and wait and see. But anyways, yeah. So back to what we were talking about. One of the movies I had watched was of course Beetlejuice 2, and because I think since Jenna Ortega was doing the Wednesday series, I think it was like pretty cool or actually pretty a good idea to have her play one of the characters' daughter. Um, yeah, I just thought it was very cool, very interesting. It just like really helped. Have you ever seen the newest Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Oh, do not get me started on that. Do not. Okay. Um, Here's the thing though. I tried. Okay, I really tried. Really, really tried to get through the movie, but I don't know. Something in me was just like, nope, uh-uh, nope, nope, nope. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And I'm very, very sorry to anyone out there who was a fan of the movie. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. You weren't expecting the musical, or, well, for one thing, here's the thing though. I think it's because like I've seen like previous Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movies, like the one that came out in like I think it was the 2000s or the 90s, and then there was another one. I like that movie, but I like all the Timothy Chalamet performances. Okay. Well, I mean, some weren't bad. I guess some scenes weren't bad. However, though, I don't know. It's just like I think it's because like I'm so hooked on like the originals. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I understand making a remake. Making a remake can like help bring in more of an audience and like try to connect to like the next generation. But for me though, it's just like kind of I don't know. It kind of just like didn't really like give me that same feeling I got. I think it's because since I'm an adult now and like I'm supposed to be like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just couldn't get into the movie. And here's the thing though, just because like, I didn't really enjoy the movie myself doesn't mean like there aren't people out there who actually, who also are going to say like they didn't like the movie. Like I'm positive that there are going to be people out there who say they like the movie and you know what? They're going to like the movie and that's perfectly fine. It would be perfectly fine. Like that's perfectly fine if you like the movie and no one else didn't. Like that's perfectly fine, okay? That is fine. It's kind of like the same thing like when you go to a restaurant, okay? One person like one person likes, one thing, and just because the one person likes the one thing at the restaurant doesn't mean you have to like the same thing. You can try it, maybe once, and then just be like, I tried it once, and yeah, but that's perfectly fine. Okay, so here's what we got now. Ta-da! Here's what we got. Booga booga. Okay. And now we're working on the final color. We're working on the final color. Yay! And oh wow, I've been live for over an hour and oh wow, it's 4:30. It is 4:30 where I'm at. It is 4:30. Wow. I need to get ready to make some dinner sometime soon in about like 30 minutes. But you know what? Let's do this. So for the last part, I'm gonna be working on the face too. So I'm gonna make like the eye sockets just like black, like just full on black. But I'm gonna make this little section right here, these little sharp areas are gonna be red. They're gonna be red. And that's gonna be working for the bottom too. So yeah, let's let's get ready. Yeah, I'm actually like not gonna lie, this okay, I think I'm gonna use like a different paintbrush though. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna use this one. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like it. Yeah, this one just feels right. Okay. Oh, it scratches, I just realized why it doesn't. why I don't use this. Okay. Yeah, so for this one, I want to try and be a little bit more careful just because like I do not know like how this is going to turn out. So, it looks great. All those colors go together so well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was very worried about like how well the colors were gonna go, but you know what? After like seeing like how they've turned out so far, um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I've enjoyed the process of making these paintings, and I hope to do more, but it's gonna have to be on my time, or yeah, when I want to like paint again. I am gonna continue to draw though. Okay, the drawing series is still happening. Um, yeah, I just need a I just need some time because like I said, I'm now working with like much larger canvases. So I'm gonna have to like find a way to come up with ideas or have you, my audience. What are you making for dinner? Oh jeez. I don't know. I don't know. That part's kind of fuzzy. I'm either just gonna be. Here's the thing though, as an adult, I'm not gonna lie, okay? As an adult, you always like have to that's like one of the biggest questions I always ask myself, like what am I gonna make myself for dinner? And then half the time I'm just like I'm just gonna have cereal. I don't know why, but I go like pretty basic. Cereal it is. Um Which, hey, I ain't got no shame. I mean, here's the thing though. I'm almost 25. I'm single, got no kids, and honestly, I think that's a good thing because I always end up eating the easiest thing available. I always try to find, I have that theory too, or I try to, or I just make something that's like 5 minutes. Or if it takes less than 5 minutes to make. Okay? If it takes me less than 5 minutes, then I'm just like, all good. But yeah. So yeah. But anyways, oh phew, that it would have soaked right, and it's soaked right through. It's okay. I got some of those tissues up there just in case. So hopefully it doesn't like go into the carpet. Please don't. Please don't. I do not want, because then I'm gonna have to hear about me making a mess oh, with the carpet. Okay, now let's start working on the background for this part, and then pretty soon we're gonna have a very interesting looking background with the humanoid. Wow. Well, yeah. Anyways, I'm actually surprised like how this turned out. I'm actually surprised like how this turned out because um, I kid you not. It's like I mean, I did not expect it to turn out the way I thought it would, but you know what? Um, Clearly it has worked in. I think the my only thing though that I liked is just the fact that yeah, it turned out the way it did. Um, I was expecting, not gonna lie, I was expecting like maybe a little bit of some disappointment. Like, I kid you not, during this entire time, I'm positive. In my head, I just kept on saying, I've never really painted on the floor before. What am I gonna do if I get like paint on the carpet? Like, then I'd have to get the vacuum and be like, okay, I know where the vacuum is. I know where the floor cleaner is. I just gotta take like a few minutes to work it. but also apparently it doesn't work. Um, yeah, so, but you know what? The fact that I have not gotten a single like drop of paint on this carpet has been magical. Okay, okay. Last night I had cheesy hash brown hamburger helper, my first time trying that flavor. Okay. Last night, what did I have for dinner last night? I forgot. Last night I had like was it pork chops? I don't know. Oh wait, no. Last night I had McDonald's. I had leftover McDonald's that I had for lunch that day. Um, I just figured lazy dinner like most nights. Because why not? Okay. But anyways, so yeah, lazy dinners or like dinners like that. I don't know. It's that thing. I don't know if anyone else does this, but it's basically that thing where like I don't want to cook, or I do want like fresh food, but I just don't want to cook, and I'm just too lazy, and I end up going and spending money when I know I shouldn't be spending money, but then I end up spending money anyway, and then I'm just like, am I happy with myself? I just spent money when I said I wasn't going to spend money. So, yeah. And pretty much that happened. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else watching, ta-da! I give you this. It is a ta-da. What do you think? Trying to see if I can like give out good lighting. Yeah, so after the black eyes, I'm gonna touch up the X's because the X's are just like really faded into the color. However, though, I'm positive though, like some of the X's you can still see, or do the eyes stay white? They're going to be black. Like I said, they're going to be black. So, hold on, let me show you. Wait. Gotcha. Okay, here we go. Okay. This one should be able to work, hopefully. Okay, so this is the black. And now, there we go. Yeah, so after I work on these eyes, then I'm gonna work on the rest of I'm gonna work on the X's, okay? And pretty much soon enough I will be done with this. But like I said, I did enjoy the process of making this. I definitely have a love for the type of art I do. I'm just shocked that it always like takes me a hot minute to do a few certain pieces, but yeah. So like currently the color eyes are black. They are black. Like the black-eyed children, you know that legend of the black-eyed children? I don't know, but basically like children are possessed by I guess dark fairies. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch a lot of horror stories that I'm obsessed with watching. Um, yeah. What's weird though is just the fact that here's the thing though, when I was younger, I could watch like any horror movie and almost like not get scared. Like almost not at all. You watch horror? Yes, I watch horror. I also watch so when I was a kid, I used to watch this TV show and I tried to like find it on streaming services. It's called Monsters and Mysteries in America, where basically it's a show about these people who tell their stories about how they came across a lot of local legends and stories about how, they had seen this specific monster here or there in the different states. So in one state, the most one common state that I know has a creature is called the Jersey Devil, which, if you don't know the story, a long time ago, there was a woman, okay? There was a woman, and this woman was pregnant for like, I assumed it was the 10th time. It was either the 10th or the 12th time. I don't know. Apparently, this woman just kept on getting pregnant back in like the 1700s, which I'm guessing back then was considered like, wow, she can help produce children, but she apparently was in so much pain and she didn't really want any more kids because she had already bared enough kids that when, I don't know how, but it was a dark and stormy night, and pretty much she was giving birth, and she said right before the baby was born, she had said, "May this one be the devil, or may this one something involved with the devil." And right after that, she stopped screaming, and there was a loud boom that went off. The lightning was very loud that night, and the woman, I believe, I don't know what they were called, but basically she had a nurse with her, a nurse who was helping her deliver the baby. Suddenly, the nurse couldn't find the baby. The nurse couldn't find the baby, and she was looking and she was confused because it's like, how does a newborn baby just disappear like automatically like that? Like, they don't learn how to walk like immediately when they pop out of the womb. But then she had heard a noise. She looked up. She saw, basically, it was like this horse creature thing that basically was flying around and not only attacked the nurse but also attacked the mother. And yeah, so yeah, that's one of the stories of the Jersey Devil. Basically, um, the Jersey Devil was born from a woman who did not want to bear any more kids, and well, apparently God gave her her answer, and instead of like giving her a child that she could have abandoned, she ended up with a monster that basically cursed the whole town of Jersey. So there you go. I guess be careful what you say, because I don't know. I assume from that story, though, I assume from that story, how the story goes, basically, be careful what you say. That is all I could say. Be careful what you say. That's the only thing that I had understood from that story. Be careful what you say, because you don't know if like God could be actually answering your prayers, and God would be sending you to give birth to a demon, and pretty much that you would be the start of basically over hundreds of years of people being tormented and tortured by a creature of darkness. So yeah, it is it's not that well. Um, Another thing though that I had watched, basically it was a story about how um, it's paranormal. Basically, these brothers who grew up in a household, and although they say like they grew up pretty well, like their mother was very amazing, their dad though was apparently not. So their dad was apparently a man who was in Vietnam, and their dad had suffered from severe PTSD. And obviously, with PTSD, he was known to like lash out, like very vulgar. Like, if someone did something, for example, that would set him off, then you know, obviously someone with PTSD would be very much set off, and it would just, yeah, it was not pretty. Like, that seemed scary. Like, I know for a fact it's the actor who's playing the father, but just the fact that, like, back then, when those boys were, like, very young, when those men were very young, like, you can tell, like, they were pretty much afraid of their dad because they did not want to set off, like, any alarm bells. They did not want to, yeah, but anyways, that's not the point. So they had grown up near these woods, and apparently these woods harbor a lot of dark forces. And their house was sadly a part of the dark force, meaning like once in a while, one of the brothers would experience something paranormal. And there was actually a time when the father was like, there's nothing paranormal, and he actually threw both his sons outside in the cold, and I mean, apparently, I'm guessing in the story, I don't know, I don't remember if like the mother was there or she was at work at the time, but hearing that is like, wow. So you're trying to make you kick your child out in the cold because you're trying to toughen them up, but instead, congratulations, you're giving them post-traumatic disorder, but just in a different way. So, yeah, I guess that father thinks he's number one when really he shouldn't. And I'm surprised that their mother did not divorce that man, because if someone of that level who chooses not to take care of their PTSD and saying like they don't have a problem, um, they really need to take care of their PTSD. Because here's the thing though, half the time with these stories of people who deal with the paranormal are also people that I feel like were in very domestic or very toxic households that I'm very sad to hear that they grew up in. And as someone who had also grown up in a household of people who suffer from PTSD, I will say this though, it is not fun. It is not fun because you are constantly walking on eggshells and you don't know like what could set them off. So yeah, and all you can do is just sit back and like try to just hold it together because you know for a fact you don't want to do anything rash because then you know like what outcome might happen, or better yet you don't know what the outcome could happen unless you know, like, I'm guessing like what they're gonna do. But other than that, yeah, it is yeah, growing up with in households where like people suffer from PTSD was not fun. It was not. But yeah. So yeah. And I'm very sorry to anybody else who's watching this who also has spent their lives living in a household with people who also suffer from PTSD, and those people chose not to get help. Like, I'm very sorry, and you are very strong, and I wish you nothing but the best and to also stay strong, okay? And don't worry, there will always be a tunnel at the there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. Just gotta keep pushing. Okay. Um, but yeah. Anyways, wow. I think we're almost done here. Wow. I'm actually surprised like how well this is turning out. Yeah, not gonna lie. I mean, some details might be a little bit fuzzy, but you know what? It looks good to me. It's all pretty okay. There we go. Oh, and I think we're done. I think we're done for the day. Whoa. Ah. My legs. My legs. Hold on. I need to like stretch out my legs for a minute because I kid you not, I can't feel my foot. I cannot feel my foot. I can't. I have PTSD from the military. Oh, so yeah, you understand like people with PTSD as someone with, so I assume you with PTSD understands like, having PTSD is very hard and, you always have to try and find ways to manage it. Well, and I do hope you're managing it well. Sorry, I think the blood is starting to circle back to my foot. But yeah. But anyways, oof. So I think this turned out okay. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Basically, this is what I'm calling the final results. Ta-da! What do you think? Ta-da! We are now done. We're done. Okay. And I didn't get the floor, and there's no paint on the floor. That's a benefit. There's no paint on the floor. Thank God. Well, not yet. I still gotta clean off my. I gotta clean off my easel and yeah. Sorry, I'm very tired. But yeah. So I will be posting this later today. So yeah, if you want to, you can check it out and like comment down below and tell me what you think. What would you name this piece? What would you call it? Hold on. Yeah. And now we're back to me. Yeah, so thank you to everyone who's shown up for my live today. I will be live again tomorrow, but I will be drawing, okay? I will be drawing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Again, thank you to everyone who's shown up for my live stream today. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Um, as always, I go live around 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time here in America. Yeah, and well, in the East Coast. And yeah, thank you all. If you enjoyed this live stream, please hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see me go live and also post pretty much, pretty much like random content. And yeah. And again, thank you so much. Sorry, I needed a drink of water real quick. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who joined my live. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll see as many as you tomorrow. And like I said, I'll have this posted later today. Thank you again to everyone who showed up for my live stream. I hope you have a good day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I love ya. Mwah. Bye.